Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days. It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun.
Dead giveaway to know that you guys have listeners, but not that many. You clearly acquired enough group of people to have ratings, but not so much where you could make a detailed threat to the general public, and it's fine. That was amazing. My God, you might as well mention them by full name.
Well, I used to give out Dylan's old address.
Oh, dude, he did that the week before I moved. He gave out my address, and he's like, "Come to." I forget that 115 Cooper Street, and I'll be waiting there. And I'm like, "No, that's my address."
Yeah, I challenge people to fights all the time, and it's fake. I don't want to fight anybody.
No, of course.
You know.
Yeah, but in court, they'll be like, "You said this, and it was recorded."
I think I have a lot of things on this podcast that could be brought up in court.
Oh, dude, God forbid one of our listeners ends up like in some kind of murder situation where they like get tied up and die. Oh my God, they're coming right to you, buddy.
I know. I always think that will happen eventually, and I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet, where some podcast host has to show up to trial to be like, "You encouraged this man to murder his wife because of your bullshit advice show." You're just desperately trying to get a laugh in the moment. You're like, "I don't know, fucking kill her."
Yeah, and they're doing like country accents. It's like it's not even their real voice. It was a character.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, you're like, "Your Honor, but I was playing Rooster T. Cowboy. He hold him accountable, not me."
There's a 16-episode backlog of Rooster T. Cowboy. You could listen to it.
They're playing it for the jury.
He has his own lawyer. It's just your podcast host in character too.
Well, Your Honor, I would like to interject because Rooster T. Cowboy,
I didn't do it.
He says he didn't do it.
He's a chicken. He's but a chicken who's a rooster. He can't be held accountable in this court. Try him in animal court. Why don't you? Yeah, we did that on our podcast for years. Where like early on, because early on you just never know. You don't. Yeah. And especially if you're, I don't know how you guys are, but I assume somewhat of the same ilk of like when you don't believe in yourself at all, you don't expect to ever have people that would be fans of yours.
Always.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
So like very early on in Greg and Brendan and mine's old podcast, the Rad Dude Cast, we gave out our phone number immediately. Just like immediately. Because we thought like, hilarious. And then for every 6 months, I will get a phone call, often during a very inopportune time in my life, that I just go, okay, I'll pick up the phone from anybody. Because, you're just like, well, who could it be? And my life, as much as I love my life and I'm content with it, it's pretty boring. I'm a 41-year-old married man, so I'm like, adventure's right around the corner in my head. So I'll just pick up for anybody, and then inevitably it'll be a voice on the other end that just goes, "Anthony, is this really you?" I'm like, "You bet your ass it is. What's up?" And then immediately they go, "Oh, I didn't expect it to be you. So keep on trucking or whatever." And it's
and
always.
It still happens even after the podcast
Every
is over.
6 months this happens.
This is great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
If you have a good drinking buddy, dude, like I used to drink with this Asian dude who I grew up with.
Yeah.
Like we grew up like when I was younger, and then there was like a period of time where we didn't talk. And then in college, we found out that we lived like 3 streets over from each other.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's great.
So we would just go to like parties together. And we went to this one party, dude, the first party of the year. It was like we first saw each other like for the first time in like 5 years. Mm-hmm. And like 5 years before that, we had like an emotional goodbye. Like he was moving to Pennsylvania. Damn. And we had like grown up together. I was like, all right, man, like take care of yourself. Like very emotional, man, like a Hallmark movie. Fast forward 5 years, dude. We lived down the road from each other in Rhode Island, like in a college, town. And he's like, yeah, dude, like my brother is going to this party, like he can bring us. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like let's run it back, dude, So we go and we get torched, dude. We both end up hooking up with chicks. One of the best nights of my life, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And this was like rare. Like I never really hooked up with chicks that much.
Okay.
So we both hook up with chicks. Like they go home. We're still at the party, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and I wake up in this room, probably like the size of this, and there's just antiques everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? So I get up, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going home. Like,
Yeah.
and I see him sleeping on like an antique chair. Dude, so I get up, and I'm still like blasted,
Yeah.
and I just start knocking over all these antiques, dude. It was like the scene from Borat where he like goes in the antique shop. I'm like trying to get the fuck out of the room, dude. I can like barely see. So I get in my truck, dude, and I start driving home, and I throw up on my chest, dude.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like I'm driving, dude. Yeah. And then I look behind me, and there's a cop like following me, dude. And my taillight's out.
Oh my
dude. So
God.
I just take off my shirt. I'm like shirtless. Driving, dude. I drove all the way home, and the cop didn't pull me over.
Oh,
dude, it was insane.
You dodged a fucking bullet.
That is so stressful.
But he probably saw you with your shirt off driving a truck and was like, "That dude's a fucking real American.
Dude,
he isn't up to no good."
It was a truck with flames on it too, dude.
Yeah,
it was a Dodge Ram 1500 it was gray with orange flames on it, dude.
Oh,
he was like, "This dude's a patriot." It's one of the good ones, brother.
He definitely knew what was going on.
He was only following you just so he could pull you over and be like, "Hey, you're fucking killing in this truck, brother. Great pecs.
Thanks for your service."
Smells like throw up, dude. I have no shirt on.
Dude, that is brutal.
Yeah, my Asian friend ended up getting a DUI like a few weeks later. And I was like, dude, what happened? And he goes, dude, you know those speedometers on the side of the road?
Yeah.
He was like, I was on my way home and I saw one and I took it as a challenge. Like, dude, are you serious, man?
It's like fucking bait.
Yeah, dude. That's so crazy to have a mind like that.
I used to date, so I had all these action figures. And I remember I would date women, and they'd come home, and I would take everything off my shelves. I would take everything off my shelves. I would put it in a room. The room was blank, right? And I remember this girl going, "When are you going to put shit in here?" And I went, "I'm a minimalist. I like nothing. I keep this shit. If I have to move, if I have to be on the move, I'm on the move. You know, like
What is it? De Niro and Heat. The Heat's coming around the corner.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like things. What are we? What are we then? We die, and you're just your things, right? Then she would leave, and it was like. And then a full action scenario set up. A poster would come down.
That's so funny.
And then she's like, "I forgot my coat." And we're like, "Here." You like crack it open and throw the coat out.
What I'm about to say seems like a bit. It's not a bit. This is exactly what she said. One day I'm in my room, and I go into the bathroom. I come into my room, and she was in my room. My roommate let her in.
Oh my God.
And she is surrounded by just toys everywhere. And she goes, "What the fuck is all this?" And I was like, "These are my men. These are my men. And I love my men." And she goes, you've been lying to me." And I'm like, "I haven't been lying to you. It's just not something I was ready to share." And she goes, "So when you said comic convention, you didn't mean stand-up comedy?" And I went, "Nope." And she said, "So when you were dressed up, you don't mean like a shirt and tie?" And I was like, "Captain America, baby." Yeah, and like,
Oh God.
the fact that she said that was annoying because like I know you totally know what I meant with that comic book convention, right?
Yeah.
And I'll also say this: that comic convention I went to, dressed as Captain America. I'm on the train home, and there is I haven't told this in a while. This might be a little racial, maybe a little racy.
Sure.
There's this old lady on the train, an old Asian lady, and this other dude, just like a mysteriously race, you know, and you're like, you're white, but you're something. I don't know what he's just whatever he is. Three black girls get on the train and they start yelling. They just being crazy, right? And they're in the Asian woman's face, just doing like fucking voices, like being really fucked up, right? And I'm sitting here dressed as Captain America, going,
Do you have a shield?
yeah.
Okay.
I go, well, what do I do? I'm Captain America. I was like, I think I got to do something. But if these women attack me, I can't be in the news as the guy who shit his pants as Captain America. So I'm like, what do I do? Do I do something? Do I maybe I just whip my shield and be like, does anybody want to get off? You know, like, I don't know. Before we start here, before I beat up a bunch of 14-year-old black girls, does anybody want to get off this train? So I'm like, what do I do? Right? So
Holy shit.
So I'm like, what do I do? And right before I could do anything, that other mysterious race guy stands up and he goes, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Get out of her face. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, this guy. And he's like, you fucking do this. You got parents. That is someone's mother right there. And he's screaming. And everyone on the train, we're all going, he's our hero. Like, he's our man. Nothing he says could be wrong, you know? And then he just goes, hey, you know, I am right, because white is right. The train stopped. He said, I don't know exactly what the words were, but it was something along the lines of white is right, and he rhymed it. That's what I do remember. And everyone was like, fuck.
Oh my God.
And even the Asian lady was like, fuck it, that's fine. Whatever. I don't really care. And me, I'm like, man, Captain America. I was like, I guess I got to fight this guy now. That's the Red Skull.
My guy.
Yeah, Red Skull. Goddamn Red Skull over here. And so that was that.
That's so funny.
This story didn't have a big ending. It just faded to black with them continually like yell at this Asian woman.
Have you heard of Mug Shotties?
No.
It's an Instagram account that posts hot criminals.
Oh, really?
With hot women who have been arrested, and the captions are always like, you know, mugshot, arrested for DUI, drug possession, and then all the comments are like, free her, she's innocent. They're so good.
Damn. I should send them my mugshot.
You have one, right?
I have one somewhere. It has to be on the internet, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
You talked about this.
Yeah, I got arrested for, I guess, skipping court, technically. And
maybe you didn't talk about this last time.
Well, I got a drinking ticket, and then I got sick, and so I called the court and was like, hey, I have the flu. I can't come in. And they're like, okay, just send us a doctor's note, and then we'll reschedule. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, send them a doctor's note. And they're like, okay, don't bother us. Like, don't call us. We're going to call you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. So then they never call, and then they schedule a court date. I don't know about it. I missed the court date. And then, you know, a month or so goes by. I'm at some pregame. I'm fucking hammered. Like, we're just...
Hell yeah.
We're just like downing vodka. Like I think I blew like a point or like a 3 point something. It was like,
oh my God.
I was like fully hammered for the night, and that was the beginning. And then we get in this car and we have a sober driver, but this cop was on the side of the road. They like pulled someone over, but they were halfway in the road. So then our driver like tried to go around the cop, but at the same time, the cop was trying to come out. So it kind of looked like he was like trying to run into the cop.
God.
It was just very sloppy driving.
Yeah.
And so immediately the cop pulls him over and then is like, are you drinking? No. And then she takes everyone's IDs.
That's so weird. Passengers?
Yeah, even passengers.
That's crazy.
And she runs my ID, sees there's a warrant out for my arrest because I missed court, breathalyzes me. I'm disgustingly drunk, puts me in handcuffs, and then, I'm like handcuffed in the back of her seat. And then she's like, do you have a cell phone? I was like, no, never had one. And then she's outside doing something, and then I get my cell phone out and I like start calling my mom, and I put her on speakerphone, and my mom's answers, and I'm like, mom, help me, I've been arrested. And then this female cop opens the door. She's like, you said you didn't have a cell phone. I was like, I lied. And she tackles me. and then she brings me back to a cell, and we couldn't go to the drunk tank because it was full, and this is in Indiana. I was I was in Bloomington at the time, and so I had to share like a jail cell with like this one girl set her boyfriend's house on fire and literally had a no regrets tattoo across her.
I love that.
100%.
I love that.
But it was spelled right.
No rag rats.
No rag rats across her chest. And then another woman who was like 40 years old, and she was dressed as Annie.
Shit. That's so as Annie.
As Annie from like the orphan Annie.
Annie the musical.
Yeah, it wasn't Halloween.
Oh my God. Oh,
I remember we went to a Chinese buffet with my my mother's parents, and just for the story, she's my mother, but it's technically by blood stepmother. Just to give you context of, I don't know her parents that well. They weren't my grandparents, you know. So, you know, it's a little bit of a nervous dinner. You know, she comes from a family of very respect, and, you know, you're very proper. We're not ourselves at the table. You got to put on that act.
She's not screaming at prostitutes on the street.
Right.
You know? Yeah,
so we had to make some adjustments.
She'd look down on that.
And, you know, so we're out to dinner, and I'm a little nervous. I'm dressed nice, but either way, I'm hungover so bad, right, from the night before. I think I just came in town for the first time from New York, so all my friends took me out. And I shit my pants, dude.
What?
I thought it was a fart. We're all at the Chinese buffet. I'm in jean shorts. And, dude, I shit my pants bad.
Dude, you know what? You deserve that. For farting at the table, dude.
Yeah.
You deserve that shit.
I know, you know me. I fart. Remember, you had your apartment all nice.
Dude, last time you did the pod, we finished. And then I go, dude. And you go, sorry, man. I'm like, you're about to leave. You couldn't hold it? You couldn't hold it in for 10 seconds?
Shitting your pants in jean shorts is hilarious.
Oh, man. Dude, so I'm walking to the bathroom backwards. I didn't know what people could see, you know. We're sitting there, and my stepmom's mom goes, something smells like shit. Dude, I swear to God. So I couldn't get up right at that moment. Dude, they called the waitress over. She's like, I'm sorry, but there's like something really smells. Maybe some old chicken or something is there. And dude, it was bad. So then I finally get up to use the bathroom. I think I was just waiting for the moment. My phone rings. I'm like, let me take this. And I'm all walking backwards because I didn't.
You're waving. You're like,
yeah.
I'll see you in a minute.
Dude, I'm fucking wiping it off my back. I'm like, oh, fuck, Jesus. I'm like, this shit was everywhere. I'm wringing my shirt out in the sink. I couldn't believe it. Shit got on the back of my T-shirt. And, dude, so I'm fucking come out of the bathroom with my clothes washed. Like, dude, I legit threw away my underwear. My shit looks soaking wet. And I go, hey, I'm sorry, I got to go. And I just left. I was in the bathroom for like 1 hour, dude. It just kept coming out. I'm fucking wringing shit. I'm standing over the toilet. It was a handicap bathroom with the sink in it. This person's fucking banging on the door. Dude, I'm just like, I'm really sorry.
It's an emergency.
Yeah.
In fairness, you're not the first person that day in Youngstown that shit their jean shorts at the Chinese buffet.
Right.
The waitress is like, yeah, we get this. It's the Mongolian beef. Don't eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I've had a few occasions where I shit my pants. I remember I was so excited to go to the circus, dude. I was just so happy I shit my pants right at school. I remember pushing it out and everything. I don't even know why I did it. Second grade.
You were pushing it out?
Yeah, right in the class. I was just really pushing. I just took a shit right there.
So it's the weekend. Now my dad's 70. He's 75 at this point. He's like 72, and he's got diabetes. And like I was kind of worried because I'm like, well, I mean, you know, we are going to be in fucking Florida, and like we're going to be at the Super Bowl. There's going to be so many super spreader event. I was like, whatever. So we're there, and the whole time, like, you know, his mask is down. He's got a Trump 2020 shirt. The election's over, by the way. Election's over. Trump 20. The shirt is so red. I can't explain to you how red the shirt is. It's so fucking red, and on brown. Like, when you put red on brown, it's just so loud and disgusting. It is. It's a gross color. But you're drawn. I do understand why people are drawn to it. So he's we're the only two brown guys, like, in the whole fucking place. Like, we're staying at this, like, nice, like, nicer-ish resort or whatever. So, you know, we're, like, trying to do, like, outdoor shit just to, like, be safe. So there's, like, this beer tasting out on the beach, and the hotel's, like, right on the beach. So we're walking. He doesn't even fucking drink. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do anything. Like, so it's like I'm drinking, I'm like, and he's also like finicky. So like we're like, all right, so we're out there for an hour, and we're like about to leave, and this white woman, she sees him, and she's like, holy shit. She's like, hey, nice shirt, right? And and this is what I mean, he's autistic. He sees her and he just fucking like makes a beeline for her. Cause like my dad like comes at the opportunity to like, if somebody's gonna give him a platform, he's gonna he watches Trump. He's like, this is I've been training for this. I mean, I've been watching film. Like, you know what I mean? So he makes it a fucking beat. This woman happens to be from Newport, Rhode Island. She's a hardcore Republican. It's her and her friend. They're like middle-aged white ladies. And my dad also, like, you know, he's only been with my mother, so I'm sure would love to fuck these women. You know, he probably hasn't had sex in 35 years. Like, I love white women. Like, it can't come far. Like, it's got to be. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
apple don't fall far from the tree.
Exactly. The mango doesn't fall far from the bush. Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Sure. So he's like really excited, and he starts talking about all this Republican shit, like John Kerry is a crook, like just naming like John, like he's like just going in. The Democrats are crook, sales taxes, and he's going all this shit, and he knows a lot of shit. I don't even check him on it, and they're fucking eating it up. Like he's like the election was rigged. They're like, yeah, it was rigged. And he's just saying all this shit, right? And like I know my dad. I know he's about to say something vile. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let's rein it in. Let's like get out of here. Like I'm like, all right, like because he's just going off, and I'm just like, all right, it's time to. And as soon as I do that, the woman stops me, and she goes, no, like let him go. And I swear to God, dude, I go, okay, and he keeps going, and all of a sudden there's like a dead, like it's like silent for like 10 seconds. He's crushing.
Yeah,
he's crushed up until this point. They're loving him so much because he's like brown guy who loves Trump. Like he likes Trump more than us. Like this is crazy.
He's a real Uncle Patel. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They're like, are we in Django Unchained Part 2? Like they don't fucking. They're shocked, and it's like silent, and I can see in his eyes like he's like, fuck, like I don't know what to say, like what's next, and I can see his gears turning, and it's like silent for like 10 seconds. He goes, ladies, do you know Bill Clinton raped 25 women? And I swear to God, dude, their faces were like, we're Democrats now. Like it was. Conversation completely ended. We walked away. Like it ended on that note. We just like walked away. I was like, okay.
You warned them.
I did. Exactly.
You told them what was gonna happen.
They were asking for it.
Yeah. Oh my God!
No. Don't be rude.
But dude, yeah, that's how passionate he gets.
God damn, dude. The story that gets me emotional is the kid from was it BC or BU? The kid with the red bandana. That story is he worked there, and then he like always. I don't want to do this. This is gonna sound bad.
What?
No. He would wear a red bandana. He was like working in finance or something, and he always carried this red bandana. And I don't know the meaning behind it, if it was like from a relative or something. But he like got out of the tower, and then he kept running back in and out with the firefighters, and he was just like a finance bro, and. They found him like huddled with like a bunch of firefighters. He died, obviously, but like he could have lived and gave his life. So like that is a sad story. But the entire time I'm telling it, I just keep picturing like if you were in the East Village today and you ran into like a finance bro who had like a bandana in their pocket, and I would be like, I fucking hate that guy.
Dude, so funny, dude. Like, you know, there's some like Staten Island cop that walked through the rubble and was like, "Oh fuck, dude, it looks like the Bloods and Crips did this." Oh, bro. Oh fuck, dude. I didn't even realize the Trade Center was on fucking gang territory. Oh my God, dude. Just like I thought, it was the Puerto Ricans, dude. Oh fuck, dude! It looks like they came down here from the Bronx, just fucking stabbed the buildings till they fell down.
Tell the president we got this. This is not federal; it's a city matter.
Dude, you tell me this isn't evidence? There's a bandana right here, red bandana. Who do you know wears a red bandana? Finance guy? Don't think so.
Terrible, dude.
Gambling wherever, and I won a bunch of money on roulette.
Yeah,
I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And then we went to Golden Nugget, 5 o'clock in the morning at a $10 table. Hammered, just cheap whiskey all night. I'm down, whatever. Having a good time, though. There's this lady sitting next to us, this older woman. She was a flight attendant for Spirit Airlines. I don't know where her money came from.
Yeah.
$1,000. Like every 10 minutes, she just keeps losing. But we're having fun. Some guy, speaking of Zins, Zin in each corner. He had 4 Zins rocking, sits down at the table, lights up a cigarette, and just starts talking shit. And he's telling the lady, why don't you smile more, sweetheart? And under my breath, I'm like,
ultimate line.
this guy. And then finally he said something to me, and I go, man, why don't you just shut the fuck up? I go, we were having a good time till you showed up. Shut the fuck up and play, or shut the fuck up. And he's like, who the fuck? And then he was causing trouble before, and he got warned.
Yeah.
But then when I started talking, because I go from 0 to 1,000 like that. Like I'm very even keeled until I'm not.
Yeah.
And then we both got kicked out. We got the boot 5:10 in the morning.
Damn,
yeah,
dude.
we got kicked out of the
God,
that
casino.
sucks.
I was like, this joke's on you, Golden Nugget. I'm already broke. You already got my money.
I was about to leave.
My wallet kicked me out 10 minutes
If you
ago.
get kicked out of a casino, do they let you cash in your chips?
Of course.
Before you
Yeah,
leave?
yeah.
Okay.
Thankfully,
They don't
I didn't
like,
have any.
take it
so-
all.
Yeah, every time I've been kicked out of a casino, I didn't have any money.
Yeah, of course. You're at your bottom. Let's go.
my God.
Kick me further.
Listen, here, so
Oh, let's get. Are we getting back?
doubling back to my binge drinking.
It is the drunkest I've ever seen you.
Is it
on
really?
Super Bowl Sunday. Yes. Dude, you were so drunk. You were yelling at me. For some reason, we decided to play football on the street at 11:30 at night.
Which I don't remember a second of.
Dude, you gave me a play.
I woke up
fell.
I woke up the next morning and saw my football in the living room, and Natalie was like, yeah, you went out and caught football. And then she kept going, Jesus, you were blacked out then already? I was like, yes.
This is before beer pong. This is before we played like an hour and a half of beer pong.
I heard I was terrible at beer pong.
You were pretty bad.
I couldn't see, I
pretty
was
bad.
I was like, dude, I'm sure I couldn't even see the cups.
Yeah,
But Natalie said she was on fire.
she was pretty good. I wasn't great. I was hit or miss. I'd go like good, and then I'd go cold for 10 turns. But when we were playing football, first of all, Collin, you don't remember that. Collin fucking slammed me to the ground. I went down. Now that I'm older, like I'm 35, dude.
Yeah.
You go down, you don't go down like an 8-year-old anymore.
Colin's theory is he barely touched you.
Dude, he PI'd me so hard, dude. So hard. I was expecting him. You know what it was? We were both drunk, and we did that little like button hook kind of, stop and start.
Yeah.
And you were going, all right, dude, you're going to take 5 steps and turn back and really sell it, and then turn around and then just run, and I'll hit you on the deep. And, dude, I sold the hell out of it, but he kind of, I think, bit on it as I was turning around, and he just, like, slammed me in the back. And, dude, I went down so hard, I kicked your neighbor's car. Like, dude, my elbows fucked up, my knees fucked up. My hand hurt for, like, 2 days. This is 2 days later. It still hurts a little bit. But after that, this is how I knew that you were, like, drunk / blackout. They leave. We go in the house. And I was like, damn, that hurts so bad. And instead of you being your normal self, you go, dude, I don't even know why I'm fucking friends with you guys. You guys can't catch any balls. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Why was I doing a Sebastian Maniscalco impression?
It's embarrassing how bad at football you are.
I'm sorry. Do you know why that got in my head though? Is because early on, Collin was trying to downplay my football acumen.
Well, every time in the game someone dropped a pass, you were going, dude, I would have caught that.
Oh, during the actual game?
You gotta,
I remember that.
They got to get me out there. I would have caught that.
I was like, I would have taken that to the crib. No chance that wasn't happening. So, if we want to say this too, by the way, is that the point of doing dry January isn't so Super Bowl Sunday I could black out to the point of pissing my pants in my own bathroom. That's not the point of dry January.
I was wondering if you're going to say that.
The point of dry January is a fucking reset so that after that January, you can be like a more responsible drinker. So,
dude, this is why the most common overdoses for drug addicts is after they get out of rehab.
Really?
Because their tolerance goes way down.
Tolerance is down.
But they're ready to they take the same amount.
Well, it was a perfect storm of the first party at my new place.
Great time.
coming off of dry January, my literal favorite holiday of the year, which is the Super Bowl. I haven't thrown my own Super Bowl party in like 5 years, 6 years. We used to do it back in the day. And I was just like, I flew too close to the sun.
You flew close, buddy.
And here's the funny thing.
You were walking on the sun.
Here's the funny like fucking Smash Mouth, baby.
Walking on the sun.
I've done this before, and thank God I didn't piss my bed because we got a brand new bed.
You got to christen it somehow.
But what I did is I wake up the next morning and I am just Winnie the Pooh in it, laying in my bed, and Natalie is like, "Hey, why are your pants out here soaking wet?" Oh, so literally, what I did, they were like, it was like I just jumped out of them because they were like around like the toilet.
Yeah.
So what I'm pretty sure I did, and I've done this in the past, where I make it to the bathroom,
and then just don't take your pants off,
and then I forget step 6, the last step. You know,
you even lift the seat up, like, and you're just
got up, walk to the bathroom, turn the light on, lift the seat. You know,
yeah,
started to piss. What step did you forget? You didn't pull your dick out. And I just the grossest part about pissing your pants when you are drunk is, well, that just in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But the toughest part is if you have your wallet in your pocket.
Oh, dude, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Way.
Yeah. I had a box of things that I brought home from college.
Okay.
And it was like, like it was like
vibrators,
chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
It was cigarettes. I swear to
A
God.
straw that a girl drank from.
I swear.
You serial killer.
A napkin with a lip print, a kiss print. Keep that forever, baby.
An almost number.
I gotta find 2 more.
I got 6 numbers tonight.
What do you got? A zip code in there? No, it's most of a phone number actually.
One more, and we're going on a date.
Yeah.
No, I swear to God, freshman year, my friends for my birthday bought me like a dildo. Like a vibrating dildo, and
really funny.
It put my face on it. They put my face on it and everything, and it was so funny. But like we used to like bring it out at parties and like.
Are you sure you
want to
bring this up again?
And like throw. I did tell this once.
Are you
before,
sure you want to?
But
bring
I
it up
haven't
again?
heard it.
Well, wait a second. Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Why?
No, keep telling it.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember. There's something bad.
Well, you didn't like where the conversation went, and I'm ready to take it right fucking back.
No.
Why? What happened?
No,
Where'd the
He
conversation
made
go?
it so inappropriate. I had to cut stuff.
How dare you?
It was. Don't do that, dude.
No, I won't do it. I'll stay quiet. Go ahead. Tell Rachel the story.
Yeah, and then my mom like found because I brought it home from college. We used to like throw it around the house.
Pop back into my apartment, and my roommate is on the couch with a psychic, and there's like stuff like there's like incense lit and smoke everywhere. And
I didn't know what happened at the apartment.
I walk in and I'm like, and he's like, Ray, this is blah blah blah, and I'm like, all right, well, fucking, I can't like get lost right now. Like I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna go to sleep. So I go in there and I go to sleep. And this seance or whatever it is happening, and then
exorcism,
and then and he's very open, friend of the podcast actually.
Friend of the podcast.
His name rhymes with Landon Brusso, and me and him were sitting. Me and him. See, this is I believe a little bit. All right, and I'm also a little effeminate these days.
Yeah, I see.
But
I'm like,
and we're in the kitchen, and he goes, yeah, that was a psychic that I've seen, and she said, you have really good energy, man. She said that she could just tell that I'm a really good dude. And I was like, yeah, okay. I believe that there's people that are a little more intuitive than others.
Well, I love that she said something good about you. So you're like, yeah, obviously she has a bit of talent.
No, no, but I was saying she wasn't gonna be like that guy that just walked in that you live with. He's a fucking asshole. You got to fucking try to. You got to try to break your lease.
Yeah,
yeah. She's not gonna try to cost him more money.
Oh yeah,
You got to get out of here,
dude. That was like Bible for him for a little bit.
Yeah,
the psychic,
and then he got other comics to go.
Oh, I know. Well,
he made her some money.
Oh, well, and somebody went and showed a picture of Kinbeck, and they said your friend is bisexual.
Yes.
Did we talk to Chris?
We
about
can
that?
all.
Yeah,
we can all
We did.
He was distraught the next time I saw him. He was like, I guess I'm gay now.
He's like, did you hear? I'm gay now.
He was like getting a kick out of it.
Yeah. He's like, I like guys.
Oh man, I didn't realize.
Dude, I reached out to her just to see.
Yeah.
And like, she was like aggressive about following up. So I was like, no.
What's something that like that you care to tell us that a psychic has gotten right?
Most of the psychics I've been to is more. It's not, less about my future, more about getting in touch with people that have passed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? Or
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
And
like,
I've seen them like embody the person in the sense of like mannerisms or things they say,
Really?
and you're like, that's Nana.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't believe necessarily in like future. Like telling the future, but like getting in touch with ghosts and shit. Yeah, I believe in that.
So what's something that
like
you
right
tell
now? I feel
We should get a psychic on the pod, right?
I would love that.
That would be great.
I mean, it'll cost you money, but do it. It would be a
Yeah.
great
It'll be fun.
podcast.
Right? Just
Dad,
have her fucking break
Ray's
us
dad
down.
definitely coming through.
No, he wouldn't fucking show up for this.
No,
Like, you need to stop talking shit on me on here, dude.
Have you guys been paying attention? Boobs are coming back.
Fucking boobs never went away.
Dude, they're making a comeback.
Wait, are you talking about me? 'Cause I haven't gone to the gym. Ray, boobs are coming back on your chest. You gotta get your shit together.
Dude, they're making a comeback. I just I saw some article because for the last few years it's all been about the asses, and now boobs are, they're making. I think a lot of this was the article. They were like Sydney Sweeney's bringing boobs back.
Oh, the best.
They're making them They're making them popular.
She's bringing them back.
Yeah,
She's
single-handedly.
Yeah, she's done a lot for society, I think.
Well, I'd like to go on record and say that I've always been a boob man.
Well, the BBL thing, I'm glad we're stepping away from that. Like, now there's BBL ass smell. Like, no shit.
It smells?
Because you're adding layers to the stink hole. What do you think's going to happen? You know what I mean? It's going to insulate it? Yeah, in the wrong way. It's making it a hot box of fucking funk. And then most people are wiping anyway. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, no, I know your baby bidet approved. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude, I got to buy one. That's my next purchase. I got to get one for this apartment.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad we're stepping away from, and I'm all about eating ass, but a natural ass. You know what I mean? Not this. I gotta work. I gotta get a job now. I gotta do forearm curls to open your fucking ass crack to shove my tongue in there.
You're all organic when you're eating ass. No GMOs.
No.
Okay.
Natural. Like, don't shower. Let's see what you're made of. You know what I mean? Like, I need to know who you are. You know what I mean? I'm your therapist. You're gonna tell me your thoughts. Oh, turn around. Let me shove my tongue in your ass. That's all I need to know. It's like a transcript of your life, and what you ate yesterday.
In a way, that is very, that's you're saying you're against changing things. You just want it all natural, nothing like the real thing.
Like the 90s.
What God made was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that, T.
My friend's mom has fake tits. She let me grab them once. I used to sell weed to her. What? She pressed against me when I hugged him. Like, she's not like your friend's mom. Like, hey, you want some flap? She's for the streets. You know what I mean?
She's like, hey, Big T, can I buy some weed? And you can touch my tits for a little discount.
Yeah, it was over but it felt weird. It's not natural. You know what I mean? Like, you want to explore. Like, what? It would that?
It would be hard for me to spend that much money on something and not want to show it.
Bro, people would be like, yo, man, let's trade guns. I shot somebody with this. Like, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. And it's hard to tell somebody no when they're holding a fucking loaded gun. I remember I lied to this dude. He's like, is yours loaded, though? I'm like, yeah, it's loaded. He goes, oh, okay, bet. I'm like, all right, man.
You had guns in high school?
Yeah, Ohio, man. Our fucking corn got guns down there.
Well, I was just going to ask you that because I'm from Florida. And Florida, they don't give a fuck with guns. Like, my friends would buy, like, are the gun laws there? Because Florida was like, what you could do is, like, my friends would get fake IDs and then go to the gun fair and buy guns with their fakes.
Yeah, you could just go buy guns at flea markets in Ohio. Nobody's even checking. I know people buy guns at 12 years old. I think my sister bought her first gun when she was like 9, to be honest with you. She owns about 20 of them. She just shoots random stuff, big Ohio's.
Just in the street.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of land. Her friends got land, so they just go in the woods and kill shit.
Yeah. Dude,
Squirrels, deer.
I know some guy who he works out with a gun on him, which seems wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that dude was molested. That's not a laughing matter, but definitely something happened to him.
Well, the story's really funny because we're going to the gym and he's got his gun on him. I was like, why do you eat? He goes, I have my gun on me 24/7. And I was like, okay. And then he goes, last time I was at the gym, I was in the pool with my wife, and this guy comes out. I see this guy point a gun at somebody, and then in the parking lot. So I call the cops on the guy. And then the cops say, oh, it was like a prank. The guy pulled a gun on his friend. I was like, that's a weird prank or whatever.
Weird prank.
And then I was like, yeah, it's crazy. He's like, that's why I always keep a gun on me. And then we go to the gym together, the gym where the gun was pulled out. And he goes, the guy at the gym's like, oh, you know that guy last week? Yeah, it was just a BB gun he pulled on his friend.
Oh, my God.
And then so my friend just looks like a fucking idiot. In my opinion, and I was like, you still want to carry that gun? And he goes, yeah, well, because, it could have been a real gun. I'm like, well, now.
Hey, listen, I'm with your friend here, dude. He's just wearing his gun and his tighty whities in the pool. He's just got his underwear and a gun on.
Dude, his bed has a holster right here, like a loaded gun in the.
That's kind of badass. Dude.
It's kind of sick.
It's kind of sick.
He's ready.
But he'll lose his gun sometimes. It's really funny. It's like his wallet or something like that, where he's like looking through the couch. He's like, have you seen my gun?
Where's my gun?
And just to see what it was like. There was this hot guy in college. He was on the volleyball. I forget what team he was. He was like a prototype, like Dolph Lundgren in Rocky. He was like that, but Americanized. And one time I'm watching him from my dorm. They're playing in the courtyard. There's a volleyball, and he's shirtless. And I was like stroking my dick, and he was so hot. As soon as this is the last time I did it. This is the last time I probably could do it. As soon as I was about to nut, I threw my legs over my shoulder and gave myself a fake.
Dude,
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, crazy.
Dude, that was
right?
the uncut scene from Top Gun.
Why they did that?
No, that was when they're playing beach volleyball.
How close did you get your dick to your head? Pretty close?
No, but I was very athletic.
You're a yoga guy too, so.
Well, I wasn't a yoga guy there, but I was always in great shape back then.
There was this comic back in Pittsburgh. Like the topic came up, the old
Steve Hofstetter?
No. But for the sake of this, yeah, sure. Let's make it him. No, but like if you could suck your own dick, would you? If you could, would you? And we're having that conversation, and then like it gets down to just like 3 of us sitting at the table, and this one dude's like, I used to be able.
Skinny guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He said, I used to be able to suck my own dick. And I was like, dude, how big's your dick? He was like, not that big. I was just insanely flexible and I could fit it and I would do it every once in a while. And he's like, and then, dude, I start laughing. Like, I'm like getting real hyped up. Oh, that's like great. He's like, hey, okay. He immediately gets embarrassed. He's like, please don't don't tell people that. Like, that's actually embarrassing. I'm realizing. I was like, oh, dude, I would never. Proceeded to tell every single person that I saw.
Good for you.
People that didn't even know him. Hey, you know that guy? No, I don't know.
Like,
here, let me pull
Gary?
up his Facebook. He used to suck his own dick.
You're at a funeral. You're like,
Dude, let's get back to this.
Can you tell the story about when you were looking for apartments?
Why do you always like hearing this story?
It's so good.
I don't
dude.
remember this.
I tried to tell it the other day when you were looking for apartments in Chicago.
And I had to pick Ray up.
And you had to pick Ray up?
Yeah, I could tell this story. So this is
it's one of my favorite stories about Ray because it perfectly describes both of you.
And I think it describes what I described earlier of the night before, before we moved to New York, we really were dead set on moving to Chicago. And Ray had a friend, his friend Nate, who I ended up becoming friends with, and it was great. Like we would go out there, we'd visit, and we loved it. And we were really set on going. And it was like one of the last, it might have been the last time actually we went, because I remember it being warm, and we decided not to move to Chicago. It was like in the summer. So we drove. The night before we had a show at the Improv, and as the flip side of Ray is, when he's all in, he's all in. So we did the show. The show's great. We're having a great time. He's making sure everybody's having a great time around him. He's keeping the life of the party going. And I I get ready to leave, and I go, hey, because he was supposed to sleep at my house.
Yeah.
That's what was supposed to happen. He was supposed to sleep at my house that night. And we were going to get up early, and he was going to leave his car, vice versa, and we would drive from my dad's. And so I go, hey, are you going to come over? He goes, no. He goes, but don't worry, dude. I'll be there. He's like, just tell me when. I go, like, we got to leave by like 8 a.m. He's like, I'll be there at 7:30. Something like that, where he's like a salesman. He goes, you're like, I can only do 16. He goes, I'll do you for 14. You know what I mean? And you're like, dude, this is great.
Makes you feel better.
Right. He makes you feel better.
For the moment.
Right. Yeah. He makes you feel good in the moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like anything that's addictive. So he makes you feel, he reassures me. So
Are you calling me a drug?
I don't know what I'm calling you.
Okay.
You can come to your own conclusions there. So this thing that's highly addictive and can cause you a lot of problems.
But also a joy.
But also a joy. So I leave, get up the next morning. I set my alarm, didn't hear from Ray, didn't get a text. And I was still early, so I called him, didn't hear an answer. He didn't answer. And then I texted him, didn't get an answer. 7:30 rolls around, not there. Call him, no answer. Text him, no answer. 8 o'clock rolls around, nothing. 8:30, nothing. 9 o'clock, nothing. So then I go, I guess I have to drive. And we live about 40 minutes away from each other at the time. And I guess I go.
See how patient I'm being right now.
But
going,
there is no.
No, there is.
There's
I want
to
the
this.
second half
There are
from Ray,
facts.
but I want
There are
you to finish
facts.
yours.
Oh, you're gonna get Taylor's version.
I drive
Taylor's
to,
version.
I drive to Ray's home because I'm like, because as his friend, I go, well, maybe he got stuck at the club or something. I don't know. So I drive there. I'm like, let me
You're
just
a
see if
concerned
his
friend.
Right.
You're a good
I go,
friend.
let me see if his car is even around here. I see his car is on his street. So I'm like, okay, he must be home. I go and knock on his door. No answer.
Sounds like I drove drunk.
I think so. That doesn't sound like you. So I knock on his door, no answer. I go to the front door, no answer. I'm yelling. I'm like, Ray, I don't know what to do. So I leave to go get gas. I call him a million. I mean, I called him probably 100 times, if not more. Go get gas, come back. It's well after 10. And it's a hike to Chicago.
Yeah,
and
couple hours.
No, it takes longer. Oh, actually, no, I should say you do get an hour back. But I don't think we were accounting for that.
You're basically saving time.
So
Yeah.
So
And you have appointments, right?
we had to go look at apartments.
appointments.
Yeah,
we
you
were
have appointments
We were trying
that
to do
year.
spots. You know what I mean? You're trying to get to Nate's apartment in time. Where we were staying.
Yeah.
I can't get a hold of him. I literally am standing in his yard throwing rocks. I'm Romeo and Julieting the situation where I'm throwing rocks at his bedroom window, trying to wake him up. I can't wake him up. Finally, he calls me. I'm in his front yard. He's like, dude, what's up? I'm like, I'm at your front door. Hangs up, comes down, opens the door. He's like, oh, man, sorry. I fell asleep without charging my phone. And then he just proceeds to throw gym shorts into a suitcase. He was like, I'll be ready in a minute. Clearly not packed.
Problem solver.
Clearly not packed. We get in the car. We drive to Chicago. I would say at least 50% of the drive, he slept. He slept in the passenger seat.
Now,
And
That
can I
is
say
the story.
Can I
Okay.
say though,
Now
before
I
you
was
say your
furious.
piece,
before I freak out,
before you say your piece, Collin loves that dude because in his mind he got to complain.
But at the time, I
entire
don't.
time.
At the time, I did.
You hated it.
he was
I
mad
hated
at me.
it.
He was mad. That's probably the maddest you've ever been at
That's
me.
up there.
Now, but here,
Come on, dude.
okay. So here is the thing. So there is a couple facts that you left out.
Okay. I would.
You were with me out late that night.
Yeah.
We went to an after hours club.
No, I didn't go. I left after Bar Louie.
That is not true.
Which the Owls?
This is you must be mixing up nights because the night that this was.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
was my
Yeah,
my,
we went to the place down on 7th Street or whatever that was, Stanley Street. Yeah,
one
yeah.
one of my best buddies has just went through his first big breakup. And
I am mixing up nights.
and there is
I knew it, dude.
Okay.
But the next day holds true.
The next day holds true. I get it. But This describes our relationship to an absolute T.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the night before,
Yep.
we do a show. Show goes great. Collin has just gotten out of a relationship. He's finally getting over it. There is a girl there that I think is really into Collin. So I'm like, hey, man, let's get you back on the horse, man. Instead of me trying to be my problem with the wingman in this scenario is that I was also getting obliterated drunk. So
Yes.
a couple people are going to this after hours club, and I'm like, Collin, we gotta go. You're shooing. This is gonna be great. We get there, and we go into the bathroom together, me and Collin, and we're standing at urinals, and Collin is like, hey, man, do you think, do you really think like she's into me or like, whatever?
This actually makes the story better.
Yeah.
For you.
For both of us.
And then I go, brother, it's a guarantee, man. I was like, she was into you. And, very, very flirty. I was like, she's flirting with you all night. It's going to be great, dude. Let's do it. Wash our hands. We start walking out. She is on the dance floor making out with one of the other dudes that we came there with.
And I'm pretty sure the other dude was shirtless at the time.
He was
So-
shirtless dancing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, shit. You just want to leave. And then we did.
We went to
leave short-
Permanis.
Yeah, we went to Permanis.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I had a drink of Permanis because
Yep.
I was on fire.
Yeah.
And then that is why I overslept, because we were out late and after hours club. Now I still understand that I was wrong, but I'm just a man whose intentions are good. Do not let me be
actually
misunderstood.
true. That is you know what you're like? You're kind of like a dog that brings in like a dead squirrel, where the dog is so excited to give it to you, and the dog's intentions are pure.
Yeah.
But then you have a dead squirrel in your apartment, and you go, "What am I going to do with this?" And you want to get mad at the dog,
And you get mad at
But
the dog.
he's so
But what?
fucking cute.
But the dog doesn't know it's a dog.
And
The
he's-
dog doesn't know not to bring the squirrel in because the dog's only goal is to please, and that's
and he
what
is
he's trying
so
to do.
cute, and he is so loyal.
Yeah. I mean, that I did forget that part of the story.
He would.
That's, you know
Conveniently.
what though?
Collin
That's
is a
why I've heard you
conveniently.
both tell the story, and I wanted to get the hard, cold truth out
Yeah.
for the world to hear.
So the truth is always somewhere in the middle.
And then the best part of it is that I'm pretty sure it was on this trip where we had like told our families we were moving to Chicago, and like saw many apartments, and we're like sitting in a bar and like looked at each other, and one of us finally just broke the ice and was like, I don't really want to move here. And the other guy was like, I don't want to move here either. Like at like 3:00 drinking, because everything, was like we were always drinking. And just came home and we're like, hey, those 6 months we went like spending money, like going to Chicago, like scouting apartments, getting to know like the comedy scene, all wasted. We delayed like our move to New York because of it, because we had to like resave money and the whole thing. So that was fun.
Yeah. Stalking is really underrated. It's a very big compliment. Like people are like, oh, it's scary to be stalked. No, that's how great you are. It's a confidence booster. I don't call them stalkers. I call them confidence boosters.
I think if you're a non-celebrity and you have a stalker, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a
Like this-
stalker?
Yes, I have. It's like you're a nobody with a stalker. That's great.
That's
Makes you
kinda
feel like
cool.
a somebody.
How deep was the stalking?
It was very deep. It's gone on for years. It's probably been a year since I've heard from him. He was somewhere in like Sweden or something, but it went on for probably 6 or 7 years.
Oh my God, that's dedicated.
Yeah, and he would speak just erratically where you could tell he was out of his mind, but then he would FaceTime me through, or like, I don't know how you do it, like through Snapchat. He would call and call and call and call. And I tried to block him on everything, and he would make new accounts. I did see his penis.
Nice.
Because I went over to Sweden or wherever he lives.
Nice.
No, he sent that, and he had red pubes. So I was like, oh, he's a redhead. So he's obviously totally insane.
It's a very small amount of the population.
Yeah.
World population.
So I hope this doesn't wake him up again. I feel like he's been sleeping peacefully, maybe hopefully dead underground. But
oh my God.
How red were the pubes? Was it like an orangish?
Orangey.
Oh.
Light and orangey in the ween. Looked like he weighed 1,000 pounds because it was tiny.
Oh, it was a little wiener.
It was a little one. And it was hard, but it was very little.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah.
That is
Which
tough.
made me, gave me a giggle.
I kind of, honestly, I kind of respect the confidence.
Oh, absolutely.
That is. Did he preface that, or did he just send it cold? Was he like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you this unless you say no"?
No, but I would think that's hilarious. It would be like, "Warning: don't open the next picture."
Hey, FYI, I'm gonna send this. I hope you like it. Oh no, just an ice cold one. He's like,
he sent
"Happy birthday."
He sent a greeting card for it. There should be a greeting card section for the dick pics.
The breath holding that has to happen after you send that picture.
Did you respond?
No, I didn't respond.
Oh, he's probably thinking about it still.
I know.
That's probably why.
No,
he
I
stopped
just went right in
you.
for the suck. I didn't. Why respond when I could just get right to it?
Yeah. I booked my flight. I'm on my way to Sweden. I've heard Swedish people are gorgeous, and this guy's really.
Well, I saw his face too. He sent one picture of his face. I screenshotted it just to make sure I had it, and his head was shaved, so I did not know about the redness.
Oh,
that was a surprise.
The eyebrows.
Is he cute at all?
He was totally bald. Like, I don't know if he was shaved bald. He had like a military-ish look.
Yeah.
So maybe a little cute, maybe a little mysteriously sexy.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Maybe I've got a kink that I'm discovering as you guys are talking to me about this right now. I'm like, maybe he was kind of.
He's going to hear this and be like, I was so close. Fuck.
Know.
Damn it.
I got to start hitting her up again.
Yeah.
That's wild. He
also should have worked the angles on that picture. You could make it look bigger, pal.
Oh, I know.
You know?
It was haphazard.
Okay, so one time I was in North Carolina and I invited this girl to a show that I had met a year previously. So, we were like, there was a little vibe, but like nothing happened that time. But we were still Instagram like followers. And I was like, hey, I'm in town. I'm doing a show. Do you want to come out to the show?
Yeah.
Whatever. Just like, hot chick, come to the show.
Great.
The show ended up being like not a good show. It was like I'd done the show I met her at was fantastic the year before, and it was the same producer. I was like, oh, this guy runs these like fun indie shows in North Carolina. I get to this one and it was like not the same venue. He had done no promotion. It was just like kind of an ambush show. And I was headlining it. This girl brought her and her two friends, and dude, I ate it for like 25 minutes. Because it was just some circumstance, some just like, yo, what the fuck is this? It was just this huge bar. There was a couple people at the back of the bar. No one was really watching. At one point I looked over and all three of the girls were on their phones. Like I was just like, and I'm just like eating it. And I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. This is shot. Like, this sucks. But I was like, fuck it. I'm in town for tonight. Whatever. So I hit her up. I was like, hey, sorry, that was a weird one. If you guys are going out, I'm down. Like, I have nothing to do anyways. She was like, yeah, we're at this bar. So went to this bar. Did the kind of, after you're like trying to still hit on a chick, but you're also like, I just bombed in front of you.
That was so bad, dude.
Like, it's like, I can't. It's a very weird moment because you're like, well, fuck, I don't want this to ruin the night, but my night is ruined. Like, I hate bombing is the worst feeling. And then bombing when you've invited somebody out to, like, hey, come check this out.
And somebody that you want to think you're attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like, I was like, I think there is a vibe here. So if I just do okay, something could happen.
Yeah.
But I like plummeted in front of her. So she's like, whatever, we're at this bar. So we're hanging out. And then like I'm repairing the vibe and I'm joking about it and whatever. And the night's kind of ending and I'm just like, okay, well, and she knows I'm in a van by this point. Like she's not unaware. And so she goes, I'd like to see the van.
Oh,
and I was like, huh.
What a move.
This is her. This is because like first of all, as a van guy, you cannot put any pressure to be like, come back to the van.
Hey, you want to come see my van?
I was just like, night's over, whatever. Like if she doesn't say anything, I'm just gonna go. Like I literally had parked it like 6 blocks up. I was just gonna sleep there on the street where I parked it. I was like, okay. So she's like, I'd like to see the van. And like even her girlfriends were like kind of gave her the Jesus, dude.
Are you? Gee, oh God.
And I was like, okay. And so we walk up to the van, and like she like gets in it, and I like you got to be a fucking gentleman in a van.
In the van.
So I like leave the doors open because I'm not gonna close the door behind her. Like,
especially because it's a sliding metal door.
It's just like I'm just like
a prison cell.
No, it's the fucking. It's the flop. It's like
It's the, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah,
Like,
they
open
open doors,
up. Yeah.
they close. Dude, that's
So
like
you'd
an
have to
opening.
close two. You'd have to go boom, boom.
So she'd see it slowly just get darker.
Dude, so
like
I
the
just
opening of an
left it. So
SVU
she got
episode.
in and I got in, and then I was like, so I just left it open. It's the summer in North Carolina, like bugs are getting in. I'm just like, I'm not closing these unless you tell me. She's like, yeah, close the fucking door, asshole. I was like, okay, all right. And then we're just in there, and then, things start happening, and then we just fucked in that. We just fucked in the van. But it was just like, it was like, this girl must, I don't know.
They're like, Jennifer, I know your boyfriend just cheated on you, but like,
I think
a van? A van?
I think I've told people that I think I was some sort of like checklist for women.
Oh, I like that.
I think it was like, like I'm young, I'm hot. I want to like have a weird experience,
In a van.
Because like she'd seen me twice do comedy. The first time I met her, I did very well. So she was like, I know he can be funny.
Yes.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
The first time I saw her, like I crushed, and she was a part of the show because like she was texting and I kind of roasted her and like in the funny way. That's like she was like, okay, you got me. So bombing wasn't devastating because she was like, I remember you were good. So whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think she was probably like, yeah, I'm like young and hot and like, fuck it. Like, I'll fuck this guy in a van. Like, he's not going to be my husband.
Dude, where did you and mom meet?
You're right. It's like, well,
I like that
it wasn't an app.
It was like she just kept being challenged. She was like, all right, maybe I'm going to fuck this guy tonight.
Dude, I mean,
and then it's like, ugh,
he bombed
in front of my friends.
In front of my friends. So now I'm like, I took them to a bad comedy show, and the guy I might want to fuck is a loser.
And then it's like the fucking cherry on top is like, all right, I will fuck him still. Oh, it's got to be in a van.
It's got to be in a van. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
It was wild. But, it happened, and it was a good time.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
But it was just like, when you do it, you're like, what the fuck is going? Because even you're like, I'm surprised this is happening right now.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dude, every time I have sex, I'm like, I'm shocked this is happening. I think most men are.
No.
They're like, wow.
Anytime I have sex, I'm like, this is crazy that you
why
had no other options
Why would
tonight.
you be here?
Yeah.
Even my girlfriend I've been with 2 years, I'm like, I don't know why she's still doing this.
You got to
This
get
is
out of
awesome.
this, babe.
Yeah.
You got to get out of this.
Have you seen me?
Yeah.
I'm rapidly gaining weight.
You got a good face, though, Ray.
Thank you.
You really do. You got a handsome face.
He's a good looking gentleman.
He is.
Did she sleep over in the van, or was she immediately like, all right, time to go?
So we did it in the van, and then you got to be a gentleman.
We did it in the van. Sounds so funny.
You got to be a gentleman.
Dude, it sounds like a 90s rock song.
I drove her home in the van, and then I slept in her bed.
Wow.
So that was that was a win for me because I was like, oh my God, air conditioning. I got to take a shower at her place.
Wow.
It's really like all the homeless accoutrement. I'm like, we got AC, we got a shower. I'm sleeping in a bed. She had to leave very early the next morning, let me sleep in, crush her move.
Dude. You're just like eating cereal. You're watching. You're like, I haven't seen TV.
She
in
did
years.
though. I do remember that she had to go to she was going to like a concert, like an all-day festival that day. So she was meeting a friend early to drive. It was like outside of it wasn't in the town. So she was like had to get up, and then I was like, I'm sleeping here, whatever. And then she texted me a few hours later. She's like, hey, my roommate's parents are coming by. Could you get out? Because like whatever, I get that. You don't want to be like, hey, So
hey, I'm Jake. That's my van outside.
Yeah, it's like it's got my Instagram handle on the side if you want to look up my work.
I like the hey, you're not. It's like 3 p.m. She's like, you're not still at the place, by the way. And then you're sitting on her couch watching TV in one of her roads.
Yeah, my balls are hanging out. I'm just like, no, I've hit the road long ago.
I'm already in Denver.
Yeah, I gotta go. But yeah, so that was the main one. Yeah,
we were drinking and we just had like you look in the back seat. There's like a half case of empties and like 2 6s left. You know what I mean? It's like a half a case has already been drank. We both have like beers in the thing. And the reason we got pulled over, we're driving around. I picked him up from work. We had like cocaine on us, and we're like going, kind of heading back to his place, but also like just dicking around, driving around because it's it's fun. He goes to me, he goes, hey, you think that's a cop behind us? I was like, nah, it's not a cop. And he goes, okay, good. Next thing you know, lights, just go right up, and it turns out. When he said, is that a cop behind us? And I said, no, he went, just flipped them off because they were following us too close. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? But the cop was just like, he gave us a ticket for running a stop sign.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
nice.
It's like in the city, it's like, yeah, it's a little different, I think, than in the suburbs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
When was this?
Like late 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Today they would be like an impound your car. They'd be like, car.
New York doesn't.
Penalty.
Yeah, New York doesn't fuck around. They take the car.
Oh yeah.
I heard that when I first moved up here. So it was like, yeah. So what's it like? No, dude, you don't drive.
Yeah,
there's taxis.
You don't have to.
But here's the thing: in Philly, you couldn't get a taxi. Like taxis
couldn't
were
in Pittsburgh either.
Yeah, it was really difficult to get around.
And it's like nice to have your car home.
Okay.
So we were having, my buddy had an apartment and he went to Florida for a week. So we would always like go over there. It was like when PlayStation 2 first came out. We were just like playing
hell
videos.
yeah.
Ended up staying there for like 3-4 days. I remember my mom calling me and being like, when are you coming home? And I'm like, Mom, we're just living, you know? Eating fucking slices of cheese. That's all we could fucking afford at that age. But yeah, anyways, we would have people over and we would just have like these Madden tournaments.
Yeah.
And the lady that lived below him, was just like a crotchety fuck. You know, she was always like complaining, being like, you guys need to keep it down. And probably looking back, rightfully so. We were probably little pieces of shit. Fair. And she was, but she was also like very like cunty.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, can you guys like maybe like keep it down? Like whatever. That's a different story. But
What
she
old
wasn't.
strangers are.
She would be
Old strangers
pounding
are
on the
assholes.
ceiling. She wasn't old though. Back then she was like in her 30s.
Yeah.
And she, anyways, so one night we had a bunch of people over and we were playing video games. We were smoking pot, whatever. And she came up and knocked on the door and we were like, what? And she's like, can you keep it down here? And we just slammed the door right in her face.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, fuck this bitch, man. Because she was always complaining.
Yeah.
But then like the next knock we got maybe was like an hour later and it was the cops. And we opened the door and he's like, guys, listen, like we got 2 complaints. You know, it's from her downstairs. And he was kind of like saying like, we know she's being a little unreasonable. Yeah. But can you guys maybe like a couple of you guys go home, like whatever? And we're like, yeah, it's fine. Like it's getting late or whatever. So we, and he's like, and put the bong away. this huge bong in the middle of the fucking room, right? And we're like, yeah, whatever. So as a party's over, right? And then like we're sitting there hanging out. My buddy's like, let's go to Wegmans food store. I want to get some stuff, you know, whatever. So we like head there and we're complaining about this woman the whole time that we're going. Because as we're leaving, she's like looking out the window, like making sure that we're all leaving, and we're like, fuck you, you know. So we go to.
You gave her the finger?
Yeah, I was like,
badass.
We go to the grocery store.
Fuck you, bitch.
We go to the grocery store, and my buddy's like, he bought like Kool-Aid, and he bought like, you know, he's all the munchies and shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you need sugar for the Kool-Aid. And he's like, oh yeah. And he's like, I don't think he's got any. So he goes down the aisle, grabs sugar, and like we're leaving. And he's like, we should fuck with her car. And I was like, yeah, we should. We should totally fuck with her car. And she had like a really nice car too. And we get back and he like pulls in. He's like, I was like, all right, dude. I was like, I'll pull down there and then you come running up the side and like, you know, whatever. He's like, it's gonna be real quick. I'll just like pop the gas tank and like, you know, whatever. And I remember like I go park the car. He goes and walks to her car, and I'm getting out of the car to walk toward him, and I hear her. I fucking see you, motherfuckers. I'm calling the police, and I just go up right back up to the apartment, right? Like right back up to the apartment.
Yeah.
Fucking take my clothes off in bed. Cool. Didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking he comes up running up the stairs maybe like 10 minutes later or 10 seconds later, and he's like, you know, doing the same thing, whatever. And the funniest thing about it is like he was wearing like orange wind pants and like a blue hoodie, like nothing like just incognito whatsoever. Yeah, you heard him coming up swishing up the stairs, right? So whatever. He comes in the apartment, literally like knock on the door the next 5. It's the same fucking cop from earlier.
Oh God.
And he's like, all right, guys, putting sugar in people's gas tanks, huh? And I'm like, don't even move. So you just lay in bed.
So you got it in there, though.
Just laying in bed, like whatever, right? So he's like, where's Brandon Trusso? And I'm like, I was like, what's up, dude? And he's like, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, we need you to come downstairs. And I was like, what? I'm sleeping. And he's like, you're not sleeping. Come downstairs. And I'm like, I get changed. And he's like, sure. He's like waiting for me. I like, you know, throw my sweatshirt back on.
Yeah.
Walk down the stairs, go out there. There's like 5 cops. I'm like, what the fuck, dude, right? And he's like, all right, what's up? And he's like, you go over here with them. And then he takes my buddy over in the corner with the other cops.
Yeah.
So I'm in the corner with the other cops. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I have no idea. Like, I was sleeping. Like, I don't know what is she complaining about now? Like, just playing dumb, you know? And he's like, yeah. And then the other cop comes walking over to my car, shines a flashlight in the car, and he's like, oh, look, a bag of sugar. He's like, how many bags of sugar did you need for your Kool-Aid, bro? And because I didn't say nothing about the Kool-Aid, but my fucking buddy's in the corner singing the blues, telling him everything that happened, right? And then the one cop comes over, he's like, he told us everything, cuff him. And I'm like, motherfucker, dude.
Henry fucking Hill. That's what you got, Henry Hill.
Yeah. Cuffed, right? Get in the car, fucking tell, and the cops are laughing, right? They're just laughing the whole time. And I had to get there, get to the fucking station. I'm not saying anything. I'm like, I don't know nothing, right?
Yeah.
But then I remember when I talked to my lawyer, he's like, their confession isn't based on you, though. So you guys were together. The sugar was in your car. He's like, you're kind of just as guilty as he is. So you can't really, you're going to have to pay this restitution. Yeah. I think the restitution was like $4,000.
Oh, my God. Holy fuck. So you did get it into her car, though? Like you got it into the tank.
I don't think he did. He popped her gas tank with a screwdriver.
Oh,
so
that
the scratch and that broke it. Yeah.
And
then he didn't get it into her tank though.
Dude, that would be bad, dude.
Yeah.
That ruins a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that's I will say this. I know you were a kid, so you do have a pass, but
kid 21 is not a,
it's a young
that's
kid.
a kid,
Sure.
dude. 20
Yeah,
it was 20. It wasn't 21 yet.
My thing here is that like not a life lesson that I think I have, or just a life philosophy, is there's two things that you don't fuck with. You don't fuck with somebody's car, and you don't fuck with somebody while they're sleeping. Those are my two big things.
Fucking with someone's car sends a message though.
It sends. Well, that's what I'm saying though. That's war then.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna fuck with somebody,
we thought this was war.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my friend Corey, and he was like a notorious addict. He went to Silver Hill Rehab in Connecticut, which is like where all these celebrities go. Oh, so he made friends with like these like big celebrities at this rehab. They like loved him. He's one of these guys like if you talk to him you're like, oh, this guy's my best friend.
Dude, that is such a good personality trait. I love that.
Yeah.
When you talk to someone and they make you feel like you're their best friend, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is the most important person in the world, and you've just met them.
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silver Hill Rehab in Connecticut, that's where Michael Jackson went, Billy Joel.
God damn.
That's where all these people, and he made friends with what's that lady's name? She's married to Michael Douglas.
Oh, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, he was really good. He made really good friends with her in there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
he was like, dude, I was her best friend in there. Like she loved me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he also made friends with this guy named Joe Pantoliano. He played
Ralphie in The Sopranos.
Ralphie Siffredo in The Sopranos.
Wow.
He's in The Goonies.
Oh,
He's in Risky Business.
Holy shit.
The one where Tom Cruise is the slide.
Yeah. God damn, that's so cool.
He was in The Matrix.
Wow.
Bad Boys 1, 2, 3, 4.
I love you just naming his credits.
What was it? The Fugitive.
He was in Daredevil.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of shit. Yeah, and then what happened?
So did you, after
Memento.
talking to him? Still on the movie.
Nolan's first movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Am I wrong? Was he not?
No, he was. He's the guy.
Dude, it's pretty impressive you're doing this without IMDb.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Oh, trust me.
So weird. It's
I'm
like
impressed.
It's like you know the guy.
Yeah, I used to go to AA meetings when I was like 18, 19 because I was just like lost. I didn't actually have a problem, but then I went to my first meeting, and that's actually how I started comedy. I shared my story, and then, dude, I like murdered at this meeting. Bro, looking back, I bodied, dude. Like people were like wiping tears from their eyes and hurled over. I remember I was like,
I'm laughing?
Yeah, I remember I was like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like this is kind of weird.
What were you saying?
I was just talking about like the first time I got arrested for being too drunk when I was 16, and it was just murdering, and I was like, okay. And then after the meeting, I was like the talk of the meeting. There was like 100 people at this meeting. It was like sold out meeting. Dude.
God, sold out.
They're trying to take you out for beers,
dude. Yeah. And afterwards, everyone's smoking cigarettes, drinking. And as I'm walking through like the hallway, everyone was like, "Bro, you got to be a comedian. That shit was fucking funny." And I was like, "Oh yeah."
And then my friend Corey was there. He's like, dude, let me take you to this meeting at Silver Hill next week. I'm friends with this guy Joey. You know what I mean? Because he knew I loved Sopranos. He's like, it'd be good for you to meet him. I go to this meeting. He introduces me to him, and he's like way taller than he is like in The Sopranos. He's like taller than me.
Really?
I'm like 5'11".
Really?
He's like 6'2".
Wow, that's not what I would think.
But next to Gandolfini, everyone looks like short. I guess you know
who was.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, who was?
Yeah,
Tony. She was a hooah.
I remember I like met him, and I was like not sure if I was an alcoholic. And then as he's talking to me after the meeting, I was like. He was like, yeah, you know, if you got a problem, we could talk about it at lunch and stuff. I'll help you. And I was like, yeah, I got a problem.
Dude, I love that you're like just pretending to be an alcoholic to go to lunch with this guy. You're like, let's be friends, dude. Can you be my sponsor?
I had nothing to do. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll do this. Fuck yeah, dude. I remember and he was like 45 minutes away from where my parents lived, and I would go there. We had lunch, and I remember like everyone would walk by the table and be like, "Oh my God, that's him!"
That's crazy.
Like even the waitress would be like nervous, and he'd be like, "You don't." He's like, "Obviously, you know who I am. Like, don't be so nervous. Like everything's cool."
But she was like, "I loved Memento."
Yeah,
Nolan's first movie,
and he's a flirt, dude. He's
I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah, and and then I would hang out with him, and then I would like FaceTime him at like 3 a.m. sometimes when I was bored. I'd wake him up. Because I feel like I think I'm going to relapse. Meanwhile. So I remember he would like set his phone like in the kitchen while he's making tea, and he's like wiping his eyes. He's like, okay, kid, tell me, what are you feeling right now? And I'd be like, I'm feeling like... are you gonna be in the Dark Knight? What are you? No, because I would try to like mix in like drug questions with like movie.
Oh my God!
Because I was just so fascinated with that side of.
You were like, man, I just feel like Ray Liotta towards the end of Goodfellas. Did you ever meet Ray? I bet he's cool, huh?
Dude, that is crazy. When's the last time you talked to him?
I don't know. I think someone sent him a clip of me talking about this on a podcast. He did not like that. I think he knew I was faking it after a while, because after a while, like, because I don't know. I remember one time I was out to lunch with him, and he's like really trying really hard to do like step work with me and find out the root of my problem, like a proper sponsor. And I was just like, yeah, that's cool. So Bad Boys 3, is that going to be like a thing? Are you going to be in that? He freaked the fuck out. He like shot up. We were at like a Starbucks. He shot up. He's like, stop fucking asking me movie questions. I'm trying to save your fucking life.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh shit. That's when I was like,
now that's acting. You got to use that in Bad Boys 3.
That was good, dude.
Woo. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I don't know how much longer I can like carry this. But
Holy
it was
shit.
crazy. Like his house is like huge and then like he brought me in his office, and it's just like this huge office with all these posters of these movies he was in.
Wow.
And he has like these Emmys over there and all this shit, and a letter of a big bonus he got from like Daredevil framed because the movie did well, and like it showed like what his bonus was, and I was like, God damn.
What was the bonus?
Am I allowed to talk about that?
Hey, man.
I don't know. He looked like he was laying it around like Dylan his tax returns around. Dylan's tax return just laying all over the room in here, trying to flex on everybody.
Oh, yeah, it was a big
bonus.
Big bonus.
Ooh,
yeah,
6 figures.
Good for Joey Pants.
It was
but it's one of Andre's best friends. Saved Andre's life.
Yeah, it's one of your best friends.
It was, it was.
But, we love that, dude. New Orleans is the land of.
This is
sin.
It is the land of sin. It's the best place on earth. I lived there for a year. I was 23, and I went to this bar, and it was like 80s night or something. So everyone's fucking dressed up. They're like go-go dancers on the stage and shit. And I'm dancing with this girl who, and there are a lot of girls like this there, who has like a painted face with polka dots on it, and it was a whiskey night. It was a long one. And anyway, we're hitting it off as far as I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives me her number and she texts me immediately when she leaves. She said, "You should come over." So
nice.
I got in my car. I went to McDonald's. I got 3 McChickens.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. To eat myself. I was starving.
I thought you were bringing one
I was
for her,
starving.
two for you.
When I showed up to her apartment, no more face paint. She was an old monster. I don't want to sugarcoat it.
And
I was
she-
23. She was probably 37.
And she had just finished.
I don't want to sugarcoat it. But she had like a baggy face. Like she wasn't looking good.
Man.
And I sat down and I was like, and I remember she went to the bathroom at one point and I was like, I could fucking dart out of here right now. And that's when I was like, that would be so mean. She'll really fucking. And I was like, you know what? All right, let's do this. It just gave some courtesy pumps and was on my way. The next day, she texted me. She was like, "So are we still on for this weekend?" And I was like, "What did I agree to last night?"
Oh, dude, drunk plans are the best.
What did I
bro.
agree to? And I was like, "I'm going to be honest with you. I actually have a girlfriend." And she was like, "Well, I just appreciate the honesty." I was like, "All right. Well, hey, listen.
Wow.
Charity work."
Did you have a
she's like,
girlfriend
okay.
or no?
I did not.
She was like, "I'll return the Fleetwood Mac tickets."
Yeah.
I'll see if they'll take the
I'll see if the
refund.
$600 is refundable.
Yeah, I was with my buddy once, and he's big into actually all my friends growing up. I think I'm attracted to like the same guy who goes overboard because I think I'm in real life I'm a very relaxed guy. I don't really go for pranks, and but my best friends have always been dudes that go way overboard. And one day I was with my buddy in Atlanta, and we were at Target, and he gave me his phone, and he's like, "Hey," he gave me his phone for a moment because he was like shuffling between groceries. And I put it in my pocket, and then I put it on airplane mode. And then because he was shopping, he forgot about it, and he's like, "Hey, where's my phone?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then he got like the whole store involved. He was accusing like somebody of stealing it. It was awesome. And then I was like, I got it. And then he was like, "Man, I'm going to get you back." And I was like, "You won't because I'll know it's you." And he's like, "I got it." So unbeknownst to me, he flew 2 people out from a different state. And
Jesus.
Yeah, staged a fake robbery.
Holy shit,
So
dude.
that was
I don't know if you told me this story.
Yeah. So that was so I was at his house visiting, and then I was upstairs. It's like midnight. I'm, editing. I'm like super in the zone. I got headphones in. And then I hear like doors smash open, windows. And he's in a neighborhood where I'm like, this probably is real. And then, so immediately I'm like, I like take my headphones off and I'm like, somebody breaking in. And then I hear just like, "Get on the ground. We're fucking, we're going to kill you. We're serious." And they're like screaming. And I was like, my first thought, I was going to go into the closet if there was a knife and then just wait. You ever do that? Where you're like, I'll wait.
God.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
jack in the box, whoever opens the door.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not him. And then, so I couldn't find, he had just moved into the house. So I checked around and there was literally only a toothbrush. So then I looked out the window.
Just making it a shiv real quick. You're like, grinding it down.
And then I looked out the window and I was like, I gotta jump out the window.
Oh
and
my
then,
God.
The window, it was like 30 feet. So I was like, fuck. And there was a bean, because it was a brand new house. So I was sleeping on a beanbag because we had no furniture. And I had COVID really bad.
This wasn't that long ago.
No, it was a while ago. I had COVID where I had to go to the hospital the first time I got it.
Really?
So that's the COVID I had. I'm sleeping on a beanbag. People break in. And after I look at the window, I'm like, can I throw the beanbag and like, Nike kid jump out the window and land on a net? And it wouldn't fit. So I was like, man, I got to do it. So we had a little, like sometimes in the backyard, there's like a little decorative mini roof on like the side door, like a cute little triangle.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'll jump and I'll land on that mini roof and then I'll Batman off of it and like duck and roll and run and get the police.
What would have made you in your past think that you could pull that off?
I did a lot of parkour.
You look at Charles, dude. He's got a history of parkour, dude.
Look me up.
You just have no comedy videos. We go deep in. It's just you doing parkour.
Well, that's what
my high school roof.
I do hate to say this, but I've done a joke about this. But like when like I feel like danger coming, like a dude like might be a problem, I start thinking of like the fight in my head.
Oh, yeah.
And mine is a plan like yours, but I can't physically do that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna fucking roundhouse kick him. I'm gonna springboard off of the bar. I'm gonna Superman punch his friend. And it's like, yeah, I'm not fucking The Rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Ray would be. You're trying to fit the beanbag out the window. Ray would have. I'm sorry,
Dylan.
dude.
You're
I'm fatter than
slightly
you.
less fat than me.
I know. That's why I said it. I'm sorry, dude.
Fucking short man syndrome and shit.
I am. I think I'm the shortest one on this podcast right now.
I'm probably right there with you. How tall are you?
5'9.5".
It's me.
No.
Yeah, dude. I'm 5'9.5", man.
You're 5'9".
Nah, 5'9.5", dude. I'm growing.
You're short too, Charles.
I'm still growing.
I'm average. Let's not say
average
short
height for a
around
man
here.
is 5'10".
No, it's not. It's 5'9".
No, it's 5'8".
It's 5'. I hear it's 5'4", actually, depending on what state you're in.
Yeah, that's true.
It is annoying being the short guy in this. Everywhere I go, I'm like, I am shorter than everybody.
Dude, I've noticed so many people in comedy now are like tall. Especially, you know what it is?
Very annoying.
It's depressing. I look in like, if you look at like the most famous comedians right now, the podcast comedians, they're all like 6'2" and up. And I'm like, I'll never be that.
Yeah.
I guess you
That's
got
what
to
I'm
be
trying to
tall,
help-
dude.
That's what I'm trying to help us. I'm trying to balance out the scale.
He's bringing the height up.
Now, anyways, Charles, you were telling Dylan and the fat fuck a story.
Ray's gonna hold on to this.
Fat slob.
He's gonna be like, I'm
Hey, you
quitting
guys
the
got
pod.
healthy choices on the table. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, Diet Coke, water,
Zen.
The Diet Coke, I think, is really bad for you. I don't know.
No, it's good, dude.
No,
Everything in
no, it's good for
moderation.
your bones.
Yeah,
It's good for your breath.
it's like milk.
So
Yeah.
you're making
So-
your plan. You're about to jump out of this window.
Yeah.
You're going to do a somersault onto one roof and bounce off. And Batman.
I literally thought I was gonna like land like you know how Batman like lands on shit and like
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah, superhero.
Yeah.
The superhero landing.
Yeah, and I thought I was gonna. So I do. I don't actually jump. In the joke, I jump. But what I did is I hung off the window.
Oh my
Because I was
God.
like, it's so high up that I have to like hang out to try and get this landing.
Limit the impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
3-4 feet will really help when it's 30 feet.
Yeah. Well, I was like, because I have to land on this roof, and then literally there's all this screaming. I do say this in the joke, but this is literally what I said. Is I was so caught up in the moment that right before I let go, I heard the robbers, and they're all like acting and they're screaming, and they go, "There's someone upstairs," and I literally go, "There was," and I swear to God, I was so in the moment because I was like, I felt like kind of like. And then, to make this even more badass, I misjudged the window. So I thought the decorative roof was 1-1. It was like this. So I just went, "There was," and I went, boom, boom. And just smacked. I landed sideways on the roof, cracked my ribs, plopped onto the cement, and cracked my head.
Oh my
So I just went, "There was," and just
holy shit.
So I black out for a second because I smacked on the cement. I get up and then I immediately I'm on adrenaline. So he had like a just a gate, whatever.
Yeah.
But I cut open my foot, I smacked my ribs, and I was bleeding from my head. And I jumped the gate in one hop. I just did
That's
pole
so-
vaulted
yeah.
it off of adrenaline.
impressive, dude.
Yeah, it was cool. And then I start sprinting down this neighborhood. It's midnight. We're in a part of Atlanta that's like so black that people would stop me in the street and be like, "What are you doing?
Are you okay?"
Yeah,
You
they
need
would
to
be
leave.
like, "You can't," and I'd be like, "What?" And then, and I'm pounding on all these doors because I'm like, "I gotta get the cops. I gotta get the cops." And but everybody has a Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
So literally, like you'd see the Ring doorbell light come on, people would just be like, "Ew," and like nobody's answering their doors, and I'm
Really?
starting to feel dizzy, and I'm like, "Am I?" And I look, and then I like do this, my whole hand's covered in blood, and I'm like, "Woo!" I'm gonna pass out. So I get this one. I ran up to this one house because there was this couple leaving out their driveway.
Yeah.
This older black couple. I run up to them, and I'm like, "Help!" And this is all true. They like roll down their window a little bit, and they're like, I can't imagine what I look like. Just like pajamas, bleeding. And they go, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "We're being robbed." And they go, "Is your friend who's being robbed black or white?" And I go, "He's black." And they go, "We'll help." And I was like,
Really?
Jesus, I swear to God.
Oh my God.
And then they come and they help me, and then like they just sit me on the porch, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna pass out, so you got to call the police before I do. And then they call the police, and then
Holy shit.
yeah, the police come and they're like, "By the way, we were gonna shoot you. We had a gun in the car." And I was like, "Well, thanks for not
Real
shooting
professional.
me." Sorry, guys. That's them.
That's them.
That's
They
them.
hear
We're
it.
friends
They
now.
hear
That's Janine.
They had a gun?
Yeah, they're like, "We're just gonna shoot you, but we believe you."
Oh
and I was
my
like, "Well,
God.
thank you for not shooting me." And so the police come, the ambulance come. Then my buddy pulls up in his car. My buddy's car pulls up in front of the house because I had ran just a couple blocks away. But because I thought he was still being robbed, I was like, they fucking killed my friend.
They're in the car.
They stole his car, and they're hunting me down. So the window rolls down on this car, and I just hear, Charles. And I was like, they got my name. It's over. And they go, Charles. And I go, no. Because I was like, I don't know. I thought I was going to walk into the car, and they were just going to shoot me.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're going to have to come and kill me and this whole family. And they keep just going, Charles, get in the car. And I was like, no. And then they got out. And it was all my friends. It was people that I knew.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like bleeding. I have to go to the hospital. And then they get me to the hospital. It was, I have a picture. I can upload.
Do you?
Yeah,
Send it to me. I'll put it on
the.
This is obviously going to be a clip. And I'll.
Yeah. So we get to the hospital. They bandage me up. They're out of fucking. So I cut my head. There's a hole in the head. But they were out of stitches that night.
Well, that's.
Yeah, I guess they run out.
It seems reasonable. It seems reasonable for a hospital to be out of stitches.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fair.
What do you think? So I got a bloody, sensitive head. What do you think they used?
Band-Aids?
I'm thinking glue.
Staples.
Oh,
Did they really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They had to put 4 staples in.
Oh, God
So
damn.
painful. So painful.
God damn, dude.
And then, I have to sit there like, hey, you got a concussion. Your foot's cut open. Your ribs are fucked. And then they give me, my friend comes and picks me up. I get in the car with his 2 other friends. And
the robbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I thank them for their performance. But so then they're like, we're so sorry, we're going to make it up to you. And I was like, just take me home. And they're like, look, we're going to go to a strip club. It's going to be fine. And I was like, I'm concussed.
I have injuries.
Yeah, I'm
man.
like, I can't even see. And then, they thankfully they were, very considerate, and they took me straight to a strip club. Didn't care what I said. And
I'd like it if that strip club got actually robbed, and you were like, "Oh yeah, is this a robbery?
Yeah.
Well, shoot me, shoot me!"
Like in the 20s. Getting shot. Very funny.
Dude.
Charles, it's not a prank. We promise.
You're still friends with this guy.
Yeah. Well, we went to a strip club. This is like Atlanta, by the way. So we walk into the strip
Known
club.
for
It's
strip
like
clubs.
the strip club.
Yeah.
Everybody is, this is like a music video. I'm like, everybody, it's, purple suits and,
You got blood on your shirt.
Yeah, I literally, I'm in a hospital gown. So not only am I the only white guy, I'm the only guy in a hospital gown, and I literally had a bloody wrapped head. I look like a weird Make-A-Wish.
Well, you're at least a guy that nobody's gonna mess with.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still had the ER slippers on, too. So
Did you
that's
get
like a
any
little-
dances?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the stripper who came to work that night and was like, dude, you're not going to fucking believe this.
Yeah, but like if you walk into a Subway cart and you see a dude sitting there in a gown bleeding from his head, you're gonna be like, I'll just grab the next one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm gonna try to run to the other car before the doors
Yeah.
close because I'm not gonna be on with whatever fucking madness and mayhem this dude is about to provide.
He's like, it's wide open. Come on in. Wide open.
Patting on your lap.
Sit down. Right
Yeah,
here.
come on.
It's an open train. That's crazy, dude.
Did you get a lap dance?
No, I don't think I got a lap dance. I think people just rubbed up on me or something like that.
It's a lap dance, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I think it was very brief. I think they looked back and were like, "Whoa!"
I got blood on me.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, nobody wanted to touch you.
No. And thankfully, because I was intimidated to be there. I mean, it was.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What were your injuries besides just the head shit?
Well, I had the head. My foot was cut open. They had to put my foot in they put my foot in a bucket of medical stuff to heal because it was sliced. And then my ribs were all bruised, but you can't do anything with bruised ribs. And then I still had COVID. So it's
Dude, I can't believe you went to a strip club with COVID.
Yeah, that's
the funniest
that's the craziest part of the story.
Oh my god.
Yeah, might have been a super spreader.
Dude, you just gave that a whole town COVID.
That is what's so
Holy
funny.
shit.
You know, there are some people listening that heard that whole story and are like, I can't believe that monster would get there and subject everybody to
I had a mask on, guys.
Dude, that makes it so much worse. Just bandaged head, nightgowned, mask for the COVID, hospital slippers.
Yeah.
That is an insane prank.
You definitely never
Shouldn't
told
have took
me
his
that story.
phone. Say that. It's my fault.
Oh, yeah, it is your fault. What happened to the cops? Did they ever come? Did they ever ask you questions?
No, I mean, because, they all came and then they were taking care of me until my buddy showed up and they're like, it's a prank. And then everybody was just like, guys. And I was like, guys, I'm
Arrest
dying.
them.
Yeah.
I still have to go to the hospital.
And the guys in the fucking ambulance, they were like, I mean, yeah, you got to go to the hospital, but do you really want to come with us? Yeah, why don't you let your friend take you? And I was like, what? Take me to the hospital.
It's going to be expensive.
They didn't want to work.
No.
And I took the ambulance, and I felt like, because they're like, just let your friend. And I was like, I would prefer the ambulance. I'm bleeding. And they're like, really? And I was like, sorry, guys. I don't know if the game's on or, whatever. I feel like they were maybe on their way to a rub and tug, and they got the call.
Shit.
Yeah,
God damn.
I feel like that.
I think I got a pic. I'll send you.
I feel like that retaliation of a prank was so
justified.
Not. I mean,
that is crazy, dude. That is crazy.
His thing is that first of all, the prank in general is nuts. But he thought, like, look, I'll have everybody. He didn't. He texted them like, hey, he's upstairs. Wait till he's downstairs, because he just thought like, come in, scare us, and then we'll be like, it's okay. Like, he didn't think it was going to be this whole. He's like, bust in, get the adrenaline pumping. He'll hide, and then we'll be like, what a loser.
Yeah.
But he texted them like, he's upstairs. I'll text you when he comes downstairs.
Yeah.
But. So he wasn't thinking it was going to be a huge
he
thing.
didn't prepare for you thinking you were fucking John Wick.
Yeah, exactly.
It's out the window.
But